News is more than just faces. It's experience and equipment of a television news organization that enables it to pursue, photograph, and write a story that is factual, concise, and understandable. That's why you can depend on the Channel 5 News team at 1, 6, and 11. The best.
Merrill and I used to kid him, and says, I used to listen to you on the radio when I was a kid. Merrill said, well, I was a kid then too. He started out on radio.
The move to television followed several years in radio at WETB in Johnson City, interrupted by a stint in the Army.
Walking in that first day was, to use a modern term, awesome. I was somewhat overwhelmed by what was going on.
I got to work with Merrill when I transitioned over to television. He helped me so much. Taught me to shoot film and maintaining contact with the camera. All this seemingly little stuff.
His roots are in this area, his folks and their folks. For that reason, we both have stayed here all these years, and this is a wonderful place to be, and it's hard to find any other place any better, I guess. And that was a conclusion I have come to. And I think Merrill drew that conclusion many years before I did.
This is News Center 5 at 6.
Good evening. Yet another blast of bad weather hits our region. This is a News Center 5 update. Guilty of 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Okay, that's it for this edition of News Center 5, and we have the Tonight Show next.
And I'm sure you all got a lot of stories to tell, right?
Oh, yeah, but we're not going to go into a lot of those, believe me. That's for sure.
Tonight's In-Depth feels a bit odd for me since it's about me.
And now, 38 years later, Merrill is thinking about the next phase of his life, retirement.
Merrill has spent a great number of great years, and a great number of those years, too, a large number. And just wanted to say thank you for everything and good luck.
President Ford is one highlight. I was in the crew that covered the landing. He was here with Congressman Jimmy Quillen when Mr. Quillen joined hands with the top Democrat in the state, Ned McWhirter, to bring the med school to East Tennessee State University. But anyway, Mr. Ford, he landed and they all deplaned, and we weren't expecting any statements to be done at the airport. And here Ron Nesson, the press secretary, came out and says, President Ford will entertain a few questions. And they set up a mic, and we were all photographers. I knew he was there for the med school, so I asked him about that. We made the network with the med school that night.
Johnny loves sports and he loved NASCAR.
Well, I covered sports too, and people like Richard Petty, very personable guy, always available for interview, who recognized at an early age the value of the media long before anybody else did. I like to fish a lot. I think that's pretty well known too. I had a bunch of fishing gear in my Volkswagen wagon, and I was going to interview Richard at one of the races, and he said, don't you do anything else besides fish? The waders were still wet. And I saw him a year later, and he didn't remember my name, but he says, you're that guy that fishes a lot. I thought that was pretty astute of him to remember that.
And now, Johnny Wood, veteran News Center 5 news anchor and weather forecaster, has an important request for you.
Hey, let's do lunch.
Today, Johnny's at the Red Pig in Johnson City.
Now, we certainly are right here at the busiest place in Johnson City, the Red Pig. They feature all kinds of wonderful sandwiches and meals. Jalapeno coleslaw, porterhouse pork chops,
And the list goes on and on and on. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, you know.
Boy, are you kidding, Amy? I'd be here it'd be a career to try everything on this menu here.
Went to one up in Clintwood, Virginia, I think, and the whole town, I mean, the courthouse even shut down.
And, really looking forward to sampling what's on the menu here. It's All Good Cafe, but all kinds of good-looking, good-tasting food here. We're pretty close to Clintwood High School. Got the Clintwood football team here with us today. The mayor here with us today.
We do. Football coaches.
There's the big burger. I think that's what's on my menu for this afternoon.
I was signing autographs in the local paper there. Actually, it was Cofield Progress. Did a story with my wife, Mary, because I was too busy signing autographs. Posed for a lot of pictures, too.
We certainly have enjoyed it. It's All Good Cafe, and what I sampled, I can certainly attest to that.
Well, I felt it was my responsibility to give back. I had generated some pretty significant ratings, and I know enough about the business to know how important that is. My shows stayed sold out. I didn't get paid any extra, I guess, but
Need to give it a try here. We're at the corner of State and 7th Street.
We are so excited, Johnny, to be a part of this.
We'll do anything. We just like to provide service to people.
You better come here hungry, because I'll tell you, you'll be full when you leave. If you don't, it's your own fault.
Viewers also loved his noon segment, Lunch with Johnny. It was a huge hit, and his weekly fishing reports became a staple of his morning newscast.
This spring-like weather has a lot of people out fishing.
well, we started doing that, and I was trying to hold on to that audience that we developed in the winter.
Well, the weather is here, and so is the fishing. Tennessee Valley Authority continues its moderate generating schedules at the Watauga and South Holston dams.
And I'd done a kind of a very informal fishing report of what was hitting, what was biting where from my radio days, just something to fill the time in.
There is some dry fly action on some streams with the larger royal wolf and elk-wing caddis patterns. We're talking 12 to 14s there. You can really see those pretty well. Bass fishing is really turning on most of the area lakes, with small crankbaits, suspended jerk baits, and spinnerbaits working pretty well.
And lo and behold, people liked it, and I got quite a response. And to this day, I see people that, would send me pictures that, hey, you showed that picture of that big bass I caught,
Now, this is a picture of Ashley Phillips with her very first fish. She caught this carp at the Clear Creek Golf Course pond there
in Bristol, Virginia.